Hey guys, so UPS made announcements that they're going to lay off 20,000 people. That was just yesterday. Now, is this Trump's fault? Is this a result of the tariffs, or is this because of Amazon? Well, we're going to find out. Let's see what folks have got to say.
But if the company intends to violate our contract or makes any attempt to go after hard-fought Teamster jobs, the company is going to be in for one hell of a fight. This is what President Sean O'Brien from the Teamsters has recently said in a statement regarding the affairs of UPS. He also said if UPS wants to continue to downsize corporate management, the Teamsters will not stand in its way. Let me give you a little bit more context of what is actually going on right now. UPS employs about 490,000 employees across the entire world. And recently, they just announced that they are wanting to cut 20,000 positions. Now, a lot of this is coming from a business relationship between Amazon and UPS and a recent decision to cut the volume of Amazon delivered by UPS by 50% by the end of 2026. Now, Brian Dykes, which is UPS's financial chief officer, said, "These actions will enable us to expand our U.S. domestic operating margin and increase profitability." Now, I'm reading all of this on the news just like many of you can. But I will say at our building, it does seem like it's causing quite the skerfuffle.
UPS is laying off 20,000 employees, and the liberals are blaming it on Trump. Volumes from Amazon have went down recently on UPS's shipping status, and the liberals are claiming it's because the economy has gone to shit and that there's less imports coming from other countries. But the truth is, Amazon has went off and got a trucking company in the last 4 years. And they're shipping less on UPS because they're saving tons of money by shipping it themselves with their own trucking company. In fact, Amazon has recently shown interest in buying UPS's shipping company out. So why is it Trump's fault again? Can anybody tell me? Shit.
I told y'all don't panic. You know what I mean? Here we go. So obviously I heard about, UPS laying off over about 20,000 people. And that's very, very unfortunate. But you guys have to understand, a lot of people like to be out here spreading a lot of misinformation. Tariffs was only one part of why UPS is making this decision. But UPS made a statement last year about reducing their volume from Amazon. Basically, they're their largest customer, but UPS is not making much money on that. So that's just a lot of work with very, very low margins that don't make sense for them. Like they're literally saving $3.5 billion by going ahead and reducing the amount of Amazon packages they're sending out. So yes, tariffs has something to do with it, obviously, but it's not the end all say all. UPS was probably going to make this move anyway, eventually. Tariffs probably just sped it up, honestly. So we have to do our research. We have to stay educated. Prayers out to the people who are going to be losing their jobs. But like I said, don't panic. And it's not all what it seems to be. It's all about the money. These are corporate giants. UPS is not just doing this because of tariffs. They're doing it because what don't make money don't make sense. And saving $3.5 billion seems to make sense to me. You know what I mean? So, like I said, prayers out to those losing their jobs, but let's make sure we get the right information out there and don't panic. Like, we got to do what we got to do. That's the message.
Breaking, UPS just announced that it will be cutting 20,000 jobs due to tariffs. High tariffs means fewer packages sent, which means UPS needs fewer workers. Many companies that use UPS to ship have already informed it that they are looking to cut costs this year. And amongst those is its largest customer, Amazon. Amazon has already started to raise prices, which means that people are buying less. On top of the 20,000 jobs that UPS will be cutting this year, it already cut 12,000 jobs late last year, bringing the total to 32,000 jobs lost. Overall, UPS will pay $500 million in severance and other related costs to these layoffs. But even with those $500 million in cost, it expects to save $3.5 billion from cutting all these workers and from getting rid of certain buildings that it owns and operates. UPS has also refused to issue profit estimates for the year, saying that it's just too difficult with all the uncertainty around tariffs. This is terrible news, but people are losing jobs due to the reduced trade volume from tariffs. To everyone saying these people wouldn't be affected, you just made the D3 list, a podcast about dumb, desperate, and diabolical business decisions.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So UPS, United Parcel Service, is going to be laying off 4% of the United States workforce, and that comes down to 20,000 people. Now, the reason they're laying these people off is because the number of deliveries are dropping drastically. They're not exactly sure how far it's going to drop, but it's enough to where they're laying off 20,000 people to start with. And this is all due to the tariffs that are making imports so expensive that Amazon, other companies, they've pulled back from their contracts with UPS on deliveries. So they don't need those delivery drivers anymore. So they're going to be laid off and in the job market. Now, this is just the first big company that's coming out in the delivery services that is cutting their workforce. Now, we know Americans, we love products to be delivered to our front door. Well, it looks like it's going to be harder to get those things now that 20,000 less drivers are on the road, but we're going to see more. The United States unemployment rate, just get ready for it next month. We're going to see an increase in unemployment for sure as jobs are leaving America due to the tariffs.